Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. Been a couple days, but we had new releases come out, so it couldn't be helped. But Ace Attorney will be kind of going back and forth between this and the Marvel game, because we have at least, like, I'd probably say, like, 3 streams left to cover for the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. So this is going to alternate between those. But anyway, today's case will be the finale of Turnabout, what was it called? Retribution or Remembrance or something? Like, the case where Edgy went back in time, in his mind, to relive, like, his first case when he was, like, 18 years old or something like that. So, your first like goal is 100 likes. Let's try to get the likes up for Edgy and company. And let's see where the story goes now. We were going to be talking with Detective Bad, I believe, was what was happening last time. So, let's do it. Oopsies. 100 likes.
Oh, so Rudy's really been liking Pizza Tower. So it's been really good. Maybe an Ultimate can get Luke and Amber to do it at some point. Interesting, Rudy. Well, I will look and see what kind of game that is. And thank you for being a veteran hero, Rudy. Appreciate that so much, and so glad you're enjoying that game. That's really cool.
Okay, so I have 2 Ace Attorney ones, and I need to put on the super chat goal.
And I was just showing Luke the new house that supposedly might go down in price to $10,000 a house. It folds out and gets delivered to whatever piece of land you buy. It's a box and it's a house and it has everything there. It's really interesting. I hope you guys are all having a great day today, and great to see everyone in the chat. And I'm glad you guys are psyched for everyone's like, we're live! It's time for Ace Attorney Investigations! Aya!
No, not like that. Alright, Detective Bad. This is where all the bodies are. You can't have my cookie.
I'm just checking to see if this is
on. Okay. Hey! You took my cookie anyway! Cookie thief?
Sorry.
Whatever. Earlier you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Yeah, multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Yeah, boy! You'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another. Franziska.
Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Ugh!
Please, we're asking for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. Time of murder. Okay. I'd like to ask you once again, what happened around the time of the crime? Alright. I refuse to answer. And any more investigation you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about? But aren't you supposed to know everything?
He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Okay, so we have to present the knife.
Timmy says, Mario voice. Hello! Hello! Hi, Timmy.
Okay. Need to show him the folding knife key. Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of this item in this photograph? Yeah, of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case after all. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagasu's key are one and the same? What? That's impossible.
It looks like he didn't know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. What?
Nani?
Mr. Faraday was planning to use this key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that correct? I guess so, yeah. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was in fact a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither of us knew about that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in the law enforcement knew either. How'd we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who knew it would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more. Alright, fine. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing changes. Okay, so we got more out of him. Time of murder. Now he's ready to cooperate. Huzzah! Alright, how you guys doing on the likes and shares? Alright, 68 likes. Not bad, guys and gals. Keep it up. We can do it. Let's keep Ace Attorney going. Alright. Time of murder. I don't like that noise. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm gonna do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. Find the truth behind this case. Yeah. Detective Bad's movements. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and when we all ran into lobby number 2 together. Hi, little one.
Hi. It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we may have yet to draw out all information that we can. Detective Bad's movements. Rebuttal time.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna need juice. Oh, sorry.
Yes, milk is not good products to have when you are doing voiceover.
It's true.
It is
making
true.
my voice all weird.
Makes your voice all mucusy.
Luke!
It's true.
Girls don't have mucusy voices.
Girls have mucusy voices.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
If they drink milk products, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. And it can make them burpy.
Oh.
I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. Hold it!
Hold it!
Why did Ms. Yew choose lobby number 1? Heck if I know. Answer me! Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together, that's all. So his answer remains the same as before, I see. We were talking about some trivial things.
Hold it!
I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yew. Yeah, well, trivial stuff. It was nothing important. That's for me to decide and you to tell me. Oh, I see how it is. Not budging. Nope. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene.
Hold it!
Not so fast. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that would be out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one up for the murder, that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Yeah, sure, whatever, kid. Alright, I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. Hold it! Detective Bad, you honestly don't remember hearing anything else? Yeah, probably. Is it possible you were also involved in your conversation that you missed something? I've been a detective for a long time now, kid, and even if I were involved in something, I've got quite the habit of keeping tabs on everything that goes on around me. If there had been some other strange sound, you can be sure I would have heard it. I suppose with this detective, that's probably very likely. So the gunshot. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together.
Hold it!
I see. And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away? Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot, genius. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby. And how did you know that it was a gunshot? In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know, you know? I suppose it's only natural for the detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like. I love this lollipop, but given the circumstances, the only difference I could think of is whose life would be in danger but Faraday. That's why I ran into the hallway right away and headed for there, where he was. There's a lot of gumshoe goofing off around there too.
Hold it!
Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway? Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier? When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I had heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed. Ah! It sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before, however.
Is there something in particular we should be asking the detective about, Miles?
There just might be, dear sister. No one knew what the knife is actually the Yatagarasu key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we know now, but Detective Bad doesn't yet. Yes, that should be my angle of attack. Alright, so now we're gonna go through all this stuff. Alright, so what should we press? We're talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until the gunshot. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out. So I think it's either statement 4 or statement 3. Kronk loves his lollipop. Yes, he does. It's good.
Well, yeah, we've gotten a lot of great hints from the chat. Thank you guys for helping us with the other stuff today so far.
How long has Detective Bad been a detective, Miss Deanna? Probably a long time. Look at how old he is. Look at how old his coat is. That coat is at least like 15, maybe 20 years old. It's falling apart. It's got bullet holes all over the place. Ripped seams, dirt, grime. Only 25 likes to go. Good job, guys and gals. 14 minutes into the stream, you're almost at 80 likes. That's way to hustle. Thank you.
Yep, good job, everyone. So I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene.
That's right, I heard the gunshot before things got a little crazy. Right before stuff happened, I heard the gunshot.
Right before stuff went down.
Stuff's going down. Present. Okay. Let's go with this. Publish.
Let's see. Let's see. What do we have? We have a pen. We have a gun. What? What was that?
Somebody passed away. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe the balloon? Balloon piece. I heard a gunshot right before the trial.
I didn't hear any. What was the next statement?
Oh.
I I didn't hear any...
I didn't hear any strange sounds until that gunshot.
Didn't hear any strange sounds before the gunshot. So he didn't hear the balloon popping then?
Balloon pop!
Objection!
I'm sorry, Detective. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon.
Yeah, so whatever. I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. Yeah, so what? What about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What are you even getting at? This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh? So the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh? Francisca.
On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at the time, you were close enough that you could hear the balloon popping as well. So? What? Don't give me so!
We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony! Ah!
The crackling of truth is louder than the sound of your sweet, naive cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. This lollipop is delicious. Did you ever stop to think that why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm getting to it. The doors and walls are super thick. Window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material. Then you mean... Yeah, since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
No?
I knew that's what he was going to say, probably.
Ah! Then that means the Scruffface's testimony is completely useless! Ah! If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any sign of a struggle!
No. That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids?
Miles! I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic! Not the other way around!
The other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if it is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean? How? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? If the rooms are soundproof, as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I thought.
Oh, and Brianna was saying something in the chat. Let me just see. Says, thank you very much for the awesome stream last night. Luke, sorry I couldn't help as much as I was working on an overnight shift last night. I had a blast watching it back today.
Oh, no problem,
thank
Brianna.
you, Brianna. So kind.
Well,
thank you for keeping the channel in the air, Brianna, and thank you so much.
if you want to continue in October, Brianna, you'll be doing the Pirates of the Caribbean, so... Alright,
And GameWing1 says, lollipop.
Lollipop's good.
And thank you also, GameWing, for being an awesome ultimate and keeping the channel in the air. Thank you so much to all of our ultimates and members and super chatters and subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the help, everyone. And Rudy, I just, it looks like Google hid your code to your Switch friend code, so I just unhid it. So hopefully whoever was trying to get Rudy's code can scroll up and add him as a friend.
I think the reason why I heard the noise is because the window's open. You can even see the window blowing in the background. Alright, Amber, Francisca's up.
Oh, the room is soundproof, but if the window's open, how would it be soundproof then?
Mm-hmm.
If they open the window, it would no longer be soundproof.
Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to? Ugh.
It boils down to this. There must be a reason. As to how Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. Hey, Francisca.
It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
Indeed, the state of the crime scene. Wait, can it be? It's that ultra-strong perfume Yew wears. She spilled some of it. Ugh! Hey, way too noisy.
Loud television.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
Oh, it's logic time?
It's logic time.
It is time for logic and reasoning and stuff. Alright.
Hi, Jade Rose. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Alright, logic. It is time to use our intellect to deduce the crime.
Time for a cookie break.
Where others see and do not observe, I see and observe. For I am Sherlock Holmes. I made some slightly burnt cookies this time. I'm getting better. Let's see. Well, maybe they opened the window to dissipate the perfume, and when they opened the window, then the room was no longer soundproof, and then they were able to actually hear the sound. I don't know.
Is part 9 of Funko a free roaming stream? No, it's just a thumbnail. We don't know what we're doing for part 9 yet.
Yeah, we're gonna be progressing the story on all the parts.
Yeah, it's just a template. We don't have every single Funko character ready to go. Okay, lobby number 2. No human can climb through this barred window. The scent of flowers is in the air. Very loud television, missing evidence.
Alright,
Well, I'm gonna add 2 smells. Smell 1, smell 2, go.
Okay. So 2 smells are connected?
It is simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through the barred windows. And yet the fragrance of perfume managed to escape the defendant number 1. Lobby. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through the air, open barred windows, etc.
Alright, and now...
Open windows, missing evidence. Let's try it. Oh, phooey. The pieces don't fit together. Quite right. Very well. Loud television. Missing evidence. Oh dear. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Oops. Okay, Amber, you guess now. My guesses didn't work. My first guesses worked, fragrance and window, but these others didn't work.
Okay. Huh. So we already connected the 2 smells.
OH is like, wrong! Wow, thank you, OH. Not very nice.
Alright, well I think, Maybe people heard a gunshot on the TV.
Hmm?
Maybe they were playing back evidence from a former crime, and because they had it on the TV, maybe people heard a gunshot through the TV.
Very loud television, open window.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just taking a guess.
Well, I mean, I have a couple strikes left, so.
Alright. I don't really know.
Eureka! Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up.
Oh.
And since the windows in both the defendant lobby number 1 and hallway are And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Ding.
Oh, I see.
Gunshot could be heard, missing evidence. Eureka!
Oh, good job, Luke.
The game is afoot. The missing piece of evidence is a video. That shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the Embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this very room. Eureka! The evidence that's missing could... Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again.
It's not a waste of time to think, dear sister, for I've figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television. The TV, why?
The TV?
Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. I'm sure there's some cartoons on for you, too.
I do not watch cartoons.
You are 12 years old. You watch cartoons.
Oh, how dare you!
In fact, you like Acme cartoons. Looney Tunes, to be precise.
Miles Edgeworth.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside.
It looks like the tape must have been stopped on its own when it reached the end.
This tape, could it be the missing surveillance tape?
I suppose, but...
Detective Bad, would it be alright if I verified the contents of this video? Sure, knock yourself out. Although the tape says Voltron, so...
Alright, let's rewind this so we can watch... so we can see what's on the evidence tape.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rell killing the Embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the video. Understood.
We're gonna have to watch this for 30 minutes?
This should be about right. Now, let's see.
Oh! This is the footage of Mr. Rell shooting the Embassy staff member.
I knew it! The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance footage, was here all along. Surveillance data jotted down in the court organizer. This sound. What's the meaning of this? Okay. Inspect videotape.
Well, maybe my theory was right. Maybe they heard a gunshot on the videotape. Maybe no one was actually shot at the time. Maybe they shot on the videotape. I don't know.
Fascinating.
Oh my gosh, it was like that episode of Monk.
Yeah?
Where literally the shot of the videotape happened way after she was already killed. She was exercising and she put on a videotape. And basically like... Oh, I remember what happened. I can tell you guys what happened on the episode of Monk. Okay. So if you guys haven't watched the show Monk, well, anyways, it's kind of fun, but it kind of got lame later, but okay. But anyways, basically what happened was this guy was a Hollywood guy. He was dating this other Hollywood lady. They were both super famous. She was doing her, like, workout tape. He edited her workout tape and put the volume extremely low. So she had to literally raise the volume of her workout tape so it was really high. When she did that, he had actually edited a scream of her from her. They were both actors. She was an actress, he was an actor, whatever. She had screamed in a horror movie previously. He edited her scream onto the videotape. And then basically, like, he went out and he basically, I believe, like, killed her. Then he went out and talked to reporters, shaking their hands and everything while she was already dead. Everyone thought she was listening to her exercise tape. Then the exercise tape was still playing after she died. Then people heard a loud scream, which was her, but was actually her from a former movie that she did. And then he was like, oh my gosh, all the reporters could see him out front of his house because they were going through a divorce or something, and he killed her, but he had already killed her before he was out in front. But then the tape played of her screaming after she was already dead. And then nobody suspected him because everyone could see that he was in front of everyone when she screamed. But in reality, he played her scream after she died.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
Sam, what's the meaning of it?
Sorry.
It appears that Detective Bad has figured out that the true source of the gunshot we heard was this video. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind the double murder.
Oh, do you mean that you figured it out then, Miles Edgeworth?
Yes, all I have to do now is show that the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. What?
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't think it's a very good sentence.
Fine!
Now, to show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from.
What?
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The window. Just as with the spilled perfume in lobby number 1, if the windows were open, the piece of evidence's sound would also dissipate out. Now to show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. The speakers, the television. Earlier when Detective Gumshoe touched this, it made a most terrible racket.
You mean when Scruffy turned the television on, right?
Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seemed more like when a video feed suddenly stops. At least it did to me.
I wonder why that is.
Maybe they had the video playing for a while.
So someone left this video on play the whole time? Huh.
Up. Hello. Little cat, climbing all over me.
Someone's got a little orange cat.
Oh,
He's like,
he
I'm
fell
big.
down. He fell down. Hello, buddy. Good boy. Get the pet.
Well, they said from where they heard it, they heard it through the window.
Yep.
So maybe we should...
Oh, so someone let this video playing the whole time?
I suppose so. Other than the killing, there's hardly a sound on the rest of the tape.
Then why did the television make that loud noise when Scruffy got near it?
That's probably because the tape had run out and stopped its playback.
It's not just bad luck. That detective has the worst timing in the world, too.
Someone purposely left this video on play. The question is, why?
They left it on play so the time could be exactly right, so people would think... Because they probably shot the person... Oh my gosh! Okay, this is how I would do if I was the killer. Alright, here we go. We shut the window, then we shoot the guy. Nobody hears it because...
Soundproof.
It's soundproof. Then, after I've killed them, then I put the videotape on someone else being shot in a previous murder, and it's on play. It won't happen until 30 minutes. I open the window, and I leave the room, like the window open, and then people hear it 30 minutes from there, by the which time I'm long gone. And I'm actually, oh, no, I'm not long gone. I'm actually in front of people with an alibi, so people can clearly see me at the time of the gunshot, even though that's not actually the real time of the gunshot, because it's just a videotape playing a gunshot, because I actually killed them 30 minutes before.
That's disturbing that you have this all planned out.
I wouldn't murder someone unless I had had it planned out previously.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, how stupid would it be to commit a crime if you haven't figured out how you're going to get away with it first?
Oh my gosh! Okay. I think we need to deduce the video player. Maybe.
I think we need to deduce
What?
the window because, of the air, that's where you would hear it, but you can do the video player.
Alright. Okay. In this spot, somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold.
Now I think they would hear the video through the window, right? The gunshot on the video.
You want me to present the tape?
I think so.
She thinks so. Eureka! If the door and the windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been able to be the wiser.
That's true, Miles. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing as it were.
However, what happened in reality was, the Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yew, all three of them heard the gunshot.
Well, the lobby in number 1, 2, and the hallway were open, of course, so naturally people in these locations could hear it.
Ah, but then why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction.
Very well, dear sister. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact.
The time!
What is it that the killer wanted to One moment, please.
When?
One moment.
The time.
Give me a second.
Does it say time anywhere? Is it up?
I'm going to send Link to attack you.
Oh.
What was it the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of? Crime
Time.
scene. When the crime took place, the murder.
The time.
Okay, Amber, we'll try the time.
Sorry, I'll just sit back here and watch you do it. I apologize.
The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes.
It's just an idea.
And they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. You just think it's like the Monk show.
Yeah, because I already watched this episode on Monks. I already know how this plays out.
Alright.
So, that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshots I heard was from this video?
Yep.
Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought.
Oh my gosh.
Must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who was no alibi for that time period, and planned the crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Investigation complete. Yay! All my stuff is back. Alright guys and gals, let's keep those likes up. We're at 89 likes. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes, what is it? Miss Yew is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderers, but that she wants to clarify something.
It's her! She's gonna kill you, I think. Oh my gosh, don't go there alone. She's gonna kill us all. I think she's the murderer.
You think she's the murderer?
Yes.
Okay.
She's extremely sus. I do not want to go there. I think we should just stop the game right now. I don't want to go there. I have a bad feeling about this.
It looks like Miss Yew is still investigating something.
That's exactly what a killer would say. I think I know who the murderer is. Why don't you come here alone so I can give you some more information about it? That's exactly what a murderer would say.
Oh, okay.
I'm very concerned. I'm actually gonna leave the room. I don't want to be killed. I'm nervous. I'm glad it's just a video game, because if this was real life, I would not go talk to her. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I have an emergency appointment for getting my cat's claws trimmed. I can't go right now.
Okay, alright. That's Francisca, so...
It looks like Miss Yew is still investigating something.
Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over.
Don't go, Miles.
I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say.
Then she'll kill us all.
It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth.
I don't think so.
To be continued.
I am very nervous about this.
Nothing to be nervous about.
I don't want Miles to die.
Miles is fine. Turnabout, Reminiscence. Let's go. September 10th, 6:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Oh my gosh.
Da-da-da. Don't go, says Later Gator.
I'm nervous.
Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
The object you're looking for has already... Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little while longer, any little task will do.
Aww.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, maybe he's trying to keep her occupied with something.
Yep.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
Ha 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 ha! The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we more than solved this case already, don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds.
Oh, I see we have a viewer in the gallery. And why? Even Mr. Bad is here.
A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a stand-in! Ah!
Link's ears go back. I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements. During the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there's no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must, without a doubt, be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion and this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. I'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think?
How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing!
Excuse me. But alright, I'll play along and give you the proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is to prove it by showing who the real killer is. Ms Yews Argument.
Well, I thought she was gonna kill us, but apparently we're still alive, so I guess I was wrong about that. Sorry, but every show I've ever watched, when people are like worried about like who the killer is, there's usually some person that's like, oh, I have evidence, meet me in a dark alley or in like a parking garage that's dimly lit, and I will show you the evidence of who the killer is. And that's when you die.
Okay.
Because they're showing you that they are the killer. By killing you, they're explaining that they are the murderer.
Alright guys, you're 44 minutes in, you're almost at 100 likes, let's keep going. Alright, Ms Yews Argument.
Everyone sans the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirm that there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
The judge can't be dead. He's in every game. This is in the past. It's not like there's a clone of the judge.
Maybe she killed the judge and dragged his body behind the...
No. No, the judge is in every game.
Where's the judge? Show us proof that he's still alive, or we're not answering any questions.
The judge is bomb-proof, too. He survived the bombs in the Apollo Justice games.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
I also confirm there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course, there is no need to confront her logic head on. There is no need to confront her logic head on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards that she has up her sleeve. Ms Yew's argument.
Let's see. Let's see. Everyone sends the suspect.
Hold it!
Oh!
The suspect, but I thought the Detective Gumshoe's alibi was already been proven.
Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you, this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier, while he was still, that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter, eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking.
I see she's done her research as well, which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's holding.
Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right?
Hold it!
I don't think so. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
Oh! The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back! Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene lobby number 2 has no way out either, other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden?
You made me laugh. That's the first place everyone looked silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah, sure. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There's also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case.
I also confirm there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course I'm sure.
No. And why are you so certain?
This is a courthouse. The place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Oh, Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
Yeah!
Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion: that Detective Gumshoe
Hold
is
it.
the— Oh!
You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
Oh, but you're the only one still wondering that! Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with. Right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. I would know what hand with people write with. If you...
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement.
I mean, if you know somebody well, you know if they're left-handed or right-handed. Because, let me explain.
No.
I'm just saying, every left-handed person tells you eventually that they're left-handed. That's what my experience is.
Okay, alright.
Alright, I'm ready to go.
I suppose we've already reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject.
but there were witnesses for you that it was your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As for the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess. And was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I am the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else.
So basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor. By the way, Miss Yew, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what the people were doing during the span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into the lobby, number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
So you say. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard that gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then?
What?
Right. That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of...
Objection! Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how it could have been fabricated?
Present. Videotaped again. You okay?
No, my feet are freezing.
Don't you have socks on? You just took your socks off. Of course your feet are going to be cold.
My sock was wet.
Okay. Well, aren't there dry socks in the office?
Yeah, one of my feet is dry, the other one is wet.
How did you get your foot wet?
I don't know, I don't remember. I think I was walking by the cat bowl and there was water.
Oh.
And now my foot's so cold.
Well, it's 76 degrees outside and it's like 69 or 70 degrees in the house. Okay, well, sorry your foot's cool. Alright, here we go. Present videotape.
Take that!
That tape!
Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is a surveillance tape of Mr. Rell, the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot.
What?
That's the only thing I can think of too, actually. After committing the double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Objection. Sounds from a video television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew! Didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We knew about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit that we had no idea until a little while ago, but she doesn't need to know that.
That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it, obviously. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And
that's it. End of story. We couldn't have heard it.
Ha! But it's not.
What?
How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from the soundproof room? The window was open. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it was that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each.
What?
Now, we know that the window of lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
Objection! Oh, it's probably just a coincidence that they were both open at the same all the time.
It's no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened.
Her.
And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party.
Her. She spilled her perfume on purpose, I think.
The real killer
Wait.
in this double murder is...
I don't know.
Ms Yew.
I think so, because she spilled her perfume. Yes, I think it's her.
Alright, so...
Now she's gonna shoot us.
What?
Well, she probably has a gun on her.
Oh my gosh,
She's scaring me. I don't like to be in this situation with her. I think we need security.
Wait, she's supposed to be 22 years old? She doesn't look it.
Yeah, she probably has too much Botox.
Okay, so she's 13.
She looks like she's had way too much plastic surgery because her lips are, like, overdone. I'm not trying to be offensive, but... Like... I mean, some people's lips are naturally big, but her lips don't look natural the way that they are.
Faraday was 40. She's 10. Doesn't show us how old Miles Edgeworth is. Miles Edgeworth should have a photo there. We don't know how old he is. Oh well.
He's timeless.
She 22 years old and she's supposed to be the older sister? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Take that!
Miss Callista Yew! I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What?
What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yew, do you still feel like laughing now?
Oh, of course I do, Edgeworth.
What? My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this. I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Miss Yew's rebuttal.
You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Wow. Terrible. Especially when logic is full of holes as yours.
Ooh. Harsh. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down even for a second or through... Oh, jeez. Honey,
Sorry.
distractions.
Sorry.
I mustn't lay my guard down for even a second or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Van Karma perfect proof to test.
That's a lot of words beginning with P.
Yes, it is. Miss Yew's rebuttal.
You argue that the window was opened.
Hold it!
Hold it!
Evidence? All I need to do is have some prints analyzed and we'll know straight away.
Be my guest.
She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means even if we are able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else. But why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic.
Yeah.
Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? Excuse me. I'm gonna do that again. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing else to lose.
What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead, they're all back. More importantly, are you going to be okay? Not running a fingerprint analysis?
Fingerprint?
You know what? I know how to say fingerprint and...
Yes, I'll be fine with your fingerprints.
Shut up! Oh, well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony if that's all right. Furthermore, do you have
Hold
proof?
it. Whoops. Oh, do I have proof? Actually, I could probably skip most of this. Yes, I do. Oh, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Present.
Hold it!
I thought I just proved that it was.
Sure! You prove that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime.
Unfortunately for you, Ms Yew, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important.
How so?
By the very existence of the tape at the crime scene, of course. It proves the possibility that Amber, stop moving around!
Fine, I'll go get new socks.
Because it's like, you're moving and I'm trying to read and it's too distracting.
I'm sorry.
It proves the possibility that the when of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. What? Thank you.
What?
Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that can re-evaluate afterwards.
So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point. Frankly, I'm shocked at you going around accusing people of murder. What?
Even if you're shocked, that is of no concern to me. I do things my own way.
Oh, I see. I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked.
Again, you being shocked is none of jeez, Edward. Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
Oh, right, but let me say this one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people of things.
Link? You okay? Okay.
Man, Link is a huge cat.
I'm the big kitty.
Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
Hold it!
Not so fast. Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be.
Oh, admitting to your faults now, are we?
At this point in time, is what I meant to say.
Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser? Oh.
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth.
What a paradox. Take care to not fall into one of those holes before you fill it up. Oh, Miles, you remember, don't you? About why a window in lobby number 1 was opened?
Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened.
You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof it was I who did that?
Probably present their perfume. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Luke.
We do have proof!
1043. Is that perfume?
I was just thinking, whoever had that tape play had to have known that the tape was 30 minutes until the gunshot. So it would have had to have been the prosecution or the defense, because they probably both would have reviewed the evidence before the trial. Yep. So I was thinking the prosecution would have done it, but he was shot. So it couldn't have been the prosecution. So
Pause. Remember, guys, there is a super chat goal that is active. If you guys want Bane to take over the stream for 10 minutes, the super chat goal is live for another 50, for about 57 more minutes. The super chat goal will be off. So just bear in mind. Oops. Why are they doing that? I'm not doing that. Okay. Ready? Here we go. You argue that the window was open. Perfume.
Objection!
Aha! Silence means I win. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Ms Yew?
Oh, Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume.
I never.
It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know.
What? No, this isn't mine!
That's right, it's mine! I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Miss Yew, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
Oh, and you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. Yeah, it smelled so bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection. Come on. Come now, I'm already told you. That's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot from the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important facts about this case is when the people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Miss Yew, you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. Miles Edgeworth is 20 years old at this time. Okay,
Right.
Thank you, Soulflare.
Thank you, Soulflare.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Soulflare.
You're breathtaking, Soulflare. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hope you're having a great day, Soulflare. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Soulflare likes Ace Attorney. Okay. Miss Yew, you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Miss Yew.
You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all, shall we? It's not absurd. You are a murderer.
Why it couldn't be me. Okay.
She is so sus. She has sus coming out her ears. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma.
Ooh.
In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless!
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. So this is called Why It Couldn't Be Me. Why It Couldn't Be Me.
Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a little bit over the top.
I don't think so. I think I've already explained the significance of that earlier.
You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like, but as for me, I believe.
You believe?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
You're enthusiastic, my, of course. I should have guessed. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a Von Karma.
Hold it!
I formally request that you desist your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or we'll sue for defamation!
All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Yeah, that's called defamation, though. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire.
How dare you!
say such a thing!
Calm down, little girl and boy. Don't let her, get to you.
Ah! Oh, why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday.
Hold it!
And why exactly could you not have killed him?
I was just about to testify to that! You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth.
Yeah! Your preferences have no bearing on what that is at hand.
Hey, you're like 90 years old.
She's 22.
Well, she doesn't look it. Oh.
And Edgeworth is supposed to be 20.
Well, he looks a lot better than she does. Maybe if she didn't overpluck her eyebrows, she'd look better.
Ooh.
Oh, feeling a little uncomfortable, aren't we?
Gah!
Miss Yew, you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony! And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry. Miss Yew, please continue with your testimony.
Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Hold it!
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yew. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Oh, Miles! What do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
Oh, so that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There's no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
There it is.
Did you really think you could trap me? Come on, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you like. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key.
Present. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
116.
I think we could probably present the knife or the key because they're the same thing.
I will present the knife.
Objection!
Miss Yew, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it is in fact the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday.
Ah!
Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu's key...
I still haven't had a good look at it.
showing it to me from that far away. You could be lying for all I know.
You would even now still feign ignorance?
I'm not feigning anything. I have no idea. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him.
Ah! Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Whoa! Who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick would have never known about it to begin with.
Huh?
Furthermore, there's something the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Reloff, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
Objection!
What you're saying is simply not possible.
Oh, and why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
Oh my gosh! Woohoo! I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is also impossible. What?
No, I'm just nothing.
Oh.
I thought you would have said verbal.
Oh, okay. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have had much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
She probably just realized the flaw in our logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with, Miles.
I suppose you're right. Miss Yew, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of this knife.
Do you now? Wow. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person would have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu key could change into a knife? The Yatagarasu.
Yeah, so you'd have to accuse her of being the Yatagarasu.
Okay, time code 12216.
Man, Miles Edgeworth's mentor, Von Karma, looks like the scariest person in this lineup.
Right.
He looks terrifying. Imagine having to talk to that guy every day.
3, 2, 1, boom.
Take that!
There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is...
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief, Yatagarasu?
Yes, Miss Yew. You used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals, why? Why do something like this? Hmm? That's a lot of laughing.
Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill is even greater than when I sneak into some place.
You! Wait a sec, you killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callista, you!
Callista Yew, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief, Yatagarasu.
What?
Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an officer. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held onto Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despised criminals?
But do I really?
You! Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too?
Maybe. What sort of woman would...
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him? He was my friend.
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they'd killed each other, remember?
Then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun.
The risk was too high that I'd be caught, of course. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me.
What?
I was the client in the murder of the Kodopian Embassy staff member, Deadman.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had Deadman killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What? How could this... You don't mean that you're working with Manny Cochin too, do ya?
Maybe not. Guess you'll never know.
The Yatagarasu claims to be a noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer!
That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet, you. Yatagarasu, you can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So I just humbly accept the defeat of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth, did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is?
What?
No, well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work.
Yo!
I knew we were all gonna die!
Ah! Uh-oh.
I knew this! I called this from the beginning! I knew when someone says, I have evidence of who the real killer is, come meet me in private, they are going to kill you! That is what always happens! Oh my gosh! I need to stop watching crime dramas!
Uh-oh. Well, now we went from bad to worse.
Wow. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagara's key right to me, without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
Ah! You mean the key was your real target?
Even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes out of your negligence.
You two, get down! My body, I can't move!
Hey, mister! To your right!
What?
Oh my gosh.
You!
Oh my gosh. Did Edgeworth just get killed? Wow, Francisca is...
Are you alright, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot. September 10th, 7 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
Wait, he got shot? She
He
shot
may
at him?
say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. More importantly, boy, I mean Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Van Karma. Are you too hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay.
Speaking of Kay, where'd she go?
I don't know. She was just sort of disappeared.
I'll go look for her. Oh, and, hey. Detective, Gumshoe, was it? Oh, yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. I'm, sorry I doubted you, son. Don't worry about it, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys after all. Yeah, I heard about what happened. From, Kay, so, lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But, in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings, so, looks like you might have what it takes to be a real detective. Oh. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, alright, kid? You got it, Pops!
Pops! Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment, sister.
Yeah, Francisco.
I should get to the investigation. I swear I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pals. You're the best. You really did find the truth behind everything.
Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
Oh, I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It's no problem, sir, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
She did? Oh, what is it?
What was it Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship.
She wanted him to have that last part.
Take that!
Oh, it's the courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm so famished. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Yes, sure, go ahead. The Swiss roll Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
He's so happy! It's though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him, so...
Oh, whoop! That was good, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in a Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait! Where is she?
He only noticed just now was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier. Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Oh, no. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. Don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case. We're on real well.
Well, I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was a dreaded Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now...
So, do you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while. Hey, Kay, you sure grew up a lot.
Of course! But thank goodness, I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Ha ha ha! Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
Ha ha!
I do not think that lady that was the murderer was the real Yatagarasu.
I don't know.
I think she lied because then she slammed the name of the Yatagarasu after that. Remember what she said? She said, the Yatagarasu is just a killer like everyone else. No different than a regular killer. Why would she say that about herself?
So you think that Kay Faraday's dad was the real Yatagarasu? Okay.
I think that lady did murder those people, but I don't think she was the Yatagarasu.
Interesting.
So, does it all make sense now?
You bet it does, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and...
Hold it! Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callista Yew, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
What? But that's impossible!
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression of my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then, how do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security systems of users' choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth to be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Whoa! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He was really a great thief, huh?
Yep, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed, and that Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you?
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
Yatagarasu sends card to Embassy.
The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card?
Yeah, meaning the person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Castilla Yew lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figure it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yew's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay, You're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you up, pal. Even if you are a honorable thief, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid that I can't be complicit. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. How am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callista Yew?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Only for what?
When Miss Yew made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth! Thank you!
No, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy!
Even though we had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with this chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Brian Faraday, Callista Yew, and Kay Faraday. What?
Phantasmagorically.
I can't say that.
Magorically or majorically. Phantasmagorically.
No, I'm not doing. No, I'm not saying that. Magically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu for evil, and the Yatagasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
Is that even a real word? Phantasmagorically. Phantasmagorically.
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't even think that's a real word.
I don't know, but I'm not saying it. I've never seen that word in my life, and I'm not even going to attempt it. People will just make fun of me. Turnabout Ablaze, so let's start the next one, because we still have time. We have a lot of time. Actually, the views are locked. We hit 120 likes, so let's go for 140.
It's a word, Miss Amber. Okay, thank you, Miss Deanna. So, that's weird. That one lady made fun of the Yatagarasu, saying that he was nothing but a common murderer like everyone else.
We're gonna have to push it short.
But Kay Faraday, little Kay, didn't know anything about the Yatagarasu's calling card.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a contradiction on both sides. Who really is the Yatagarasu?
That's true.
Because she didn't know about his calling card.
Mm-hmm.
So how maybe her dad wasn't the Yatagarasu.
No, her dad was the Yatagarasu.
Okay.
He already said it.
Maybe she just didn't know about everything.
Don't ruin first look. Okay. We need to push a short, guys, because we're not doing very well hourly. Like, this stream is, like, not getting any views. Usually super chats and stuff push the video to do better. We're at, like, Zenless Zone numbers right now, which is terrifying. Especially all the work we're putting into it. Alright, so we're going to push 2 shorts. We have to. The first short is called Smile More by the Joker. If you guys could click on this, that'd be fantastic. We're not going to clear 1,000 for the hour. So if you guys could click that, please, that would be great. We're going to continue the story. YouTube's only giving us like 1 view every like 10 minutes. So we've been at like 560 views for like at least 20 minutes. It's very disturbing.
Oh, thanks for the pronunciation guide for that Crossfighter. Appreciate that.
All right, here we go.
And thanks for the help, Crossfighter, in the chat. Thank you so much. And anyone else who's there, Mage Wolf and everyone else. Thank you guys.
Yep, guys, could you please click that link? Thank you. Turnabout Ablaze. This is K. That looks like K Faraday or something right there.
Looks like her because it has her little key hair thing.
That's her key hair.
She has a key in her hair.
All right, chapter 5. Turnabout Ablaze begins. One sec. On a black raven and one white raven, a country torn in two, one to the west and one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself. It's Yatagarasu! The Yatagarasu is here! Miles Edward did what? You accused? You accursed Yatagarasu! Okay, you!
Oh, wow.
8 hours earlier. Turnabout
Oh, okay, yeah, Soulflare was saying she knows her father was the great thief, but she doesn't know all about him.
No.
Alright, thank you for explaining that, Soulflare, and thanks for the help, Crossfighter, with pronouncing that word, even though I'll screenshot it and work on it for if I have to see it again.
Yep. Guys and gals, keep watching that short. We're going to have to push another one. So keep going. Alright. Okay. I can't believe this is doing as badly as it is, though. It's upsetting, because it's a lot of fun. March 14th, 10:17 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. It's been so long. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated the kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewater Land theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth! Whoops.
Mr. Edgeworth! This is big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm?
That was a very good impression of Gummy just now. Suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind.
What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to just find herself, you know.
Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. That's you.
Oh, okay. I got on the... I was just confused. Alright.
Say what?
Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search thus far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay.
What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see, Mr. Prosecutor.
And what is that?
Take a look at this.
On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this.
The date on the card mentions is today.
Today, eh?
Come on! We've got to hurry! The embassy awaits!
I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating?
Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today?
What?
Lackadaisical!
I'm not whatever it is you just said, Kay. You've just too wound up.
Well, you should get too wound up too, because I've had a lot of caffeine.
I can tell.
Because this just might be your chance to catch that woman.
You mean Ms Yew?
Yes, Miss Fake Yatagarasu.
The woman who killed Kay's father, Brian Faraday, 7 years ago. Okay, so Miles is 27 now. Callista Yew. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom.
She makes me so mad! The phony! Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card. Till the company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome.
The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article, it seems to me as though it could be genuine.
See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door with you.
Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why.
What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes?
No reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Ms Yew is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this.
Sorry.
Do you need...
Yes, just give it. Don't ask anymore. Just always give it to me. Thank
There you go, Sweet Pea. I agree that there's some merit to be found in investigating this.
I knew you'd come around, Mr. Prosecutor.
I always do. So long, peaceful day and drinking tea.
I have a huge key in my hair.
It's off to work we go. To the Theatrum...
Theatric Neutrails.
Yes, that.
Or as I call it, the theater.
That would be a much better way of saying that.
I hope it is the theater, because I just guessed.
Yeah, it's not even a word on Google.
I would just type theater, honestly.
Theatrum...
It's probably Latin or something.
How can we just call it Theatric Neutralis? Neutralis.
I just call it TN.
TN. Give me a sec. I'm not a very fast typer. Wish I had a chapter team. No,
I'm sorry.
not you. I'm just saying, like, other YouTubers have their fans do this for them.
Luke, I will totally do it. If I had a computer over here, I would do it.
Oh, it's not supposed to be your job. Just saying. Anyway.
Well, we can't get team members to do it.
No, we've asked people to do, like, time codes before. No one ever does. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
By the light of the night, we are ready!
Ready to embark on our nightly outing?
And thus, this is where our tale begins!
Whoops. That text goes by too fast.
Steel Samurai Show. Are we gonna run into Nick? What a coincidence! Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy?
Yeah, the climax was really awesome! Steel Samurai! Sushi Slash! I got chilled down my spine when he pulled that move out. Whoa!
I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television.
I have to say, though, this Ambassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building.
Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it also is a neutral zone shared by the two countries.
So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries. The one that's called Kingdom of Alabast, right?
Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well.
Seems that way, but you know who I'm really into? The Jammin Ninja. The Republic of Ballon is sponsoring a Jammin Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end.
You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja.
Yep.
So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again?
The Kingdom of Alabast.
Alabast?
The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Battle Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babhal?
Babel?
Babel works. And the Republic of Babel. These two countries used to be the single entity that was abundant with nature. And it was called the Principality of...
Cadopia?
Yes. Cadopia. Indeed. I just wanted to see if you could say it.
Oh, okay. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, these words are making me tongue-tied.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm all right. Moving on. Stupid script. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and the butterfly motifs to this day.
Cadopia, huh?
It's in my mind. The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of...
Cadopia?
Oh dear. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Yatagarasu was still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean?
What could it mean? Oh, sorry, I was reading your mind. Mr. Prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something.
Oh, excuse me, what are you talking about again?
Well, if you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we're talking about the Alabast version Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event.
If that's the case, then why the verses?
Also, both countries claim to own the real Primadux statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal.
Kay, need I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires?
Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that.
She had better be saying in jest.
Hey, I can read your own body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you.
I know. And although we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Okay, examine the theater. Alright, Mage Wolf, if you could use another short. We just barely cleared 1K at the end of 6, so we're on the 7 o'clock hour now.
Thank you guys for posting the links. Really appreciate that. Mage Wolf and Crossfighter, thank you guys.
Alright. Careful Link doesn't attack you. Get her, Link! Is there something I can help you with? Yes, I was wondering what is beyond these doors. It's the, Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the Embassy, I suppose I can't really claim to have any business with the Embassy right now.
Well, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. Humph.
10 more minutes? No, in 5 minutes. But isn't it really bad for me to spend time doing this? It's no use. Would someone please tell me what I should do? You appear to be troubled by something. May I be of assistance? Leave me alone! I'm trying to figure out the right time to talk to that girl over there. And if I mess up, it'll be because I'm talking to you right now.
Somehow I get the feeling he's about to fail flat on his face.
Well, let's just do as he wishes and leave him alone. Oh no, it's what's her name. Is there something I can help you with? Yes, I was wondering what is beyond these doors. The Babylonian Assembly is just beyond these doors, sir. Do you have some business with the Embassy? Do you require immediate access? No, that's quite alright. Are you sure? Anyone and everyone is always welcome in the Republic of, Babel.
Well then, since we're here.
An embassy isn't some sort of theme park, Kay.
Oh, you're such a buzzkill!
And Amber leaves, and I have to do everything. Alright, that's good. Alright, now give me a dramatic slam right there. Stop! Hey, do you mind? Get out of the way, buddy! Oh, one more. 3, 2, 1, action! Okay, was that my fault just now?
Well, he's obviously working. I guess we should leave him alone.
It appears that child is watching a video from the first season of The Steel Samurai, an excellent episode, I may add.
Go, go! Keep on fighting until your last breath! Go, my hero, the Steel Samurai!
Completely absorbed in singing the theme song, I see. I'll let the child watch in peace. The national flag of the Republic of Babel is on display here. The crest on its features a butterfly.
It really is rare to see a national flag featuring an animal on it.
Now Amber's doing the dishes for some reason. Not really. I can list at least a few off for you. Not really. I can list at least a few off... My gosh! What are you doing in the background? No one else has to deal with these type of distractions. Okay. Not really. I can list at least a few off for you that do.
Oh, there are many flags with really chic things on them.
Chic things? That's pretty vague, Kay. Although, by my definition, there aren't really any flags that feature a chic object. Amber, you have to wait till the next stream, honey. To eat.
That's too bad, because if it was there, I was thinking about stealing it.
Okay, little one. And what exactly would you do with the stolen national flag, Kay? Okay.
I'm getting an Advil. I wasn't eating anything.
Okay.
Sorry I'm making so much noise.
Very noisy. I'm just waiting for you because I have to talk to girls, probably. I think this is a dude. This is the perfect angle. What? Go, my image. Travel across the wave world and into every TV screen around the globe. A more honest approach to appearing on TV might serve your ambitions better.
I forgot the plug to my phone!
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Well, Amber left again. And I have a bum leg and I move faster. The national flag of the Kingdom of Albast is on display here. The crest on it features a flower.
Flowers or butterflies are kind of rare motifs for flags, don't you think?
Well, then they used to be, because the country was one. The government used to take pride in its land.
The citizens also love the rich, bountiful nature all around them, thus the design.
Hey, if the Steel Samurai got popular enough, do you think that they put him on their flag?
Are you in your right mind, Kay?
Maybe. The Jammin... Let's just put that anywhere. Maybe the Jammin Ninja would make a better candidate.
Ha! Don't make me laugh. Only the Steel Samurai deserves such an honor because he's way better than the Jammin Ninja.
No way! He is not better at all!
Alright, finally Amber's back.
I am sorry. I had a lot of... I was attacked by a pack of wolves. And then my pack of zebras. And then my pack of swans. And after that I was stuck in traffic and now I'm back.
Okay, reporter.
And we're here! Reporting live from the Theatric Neutrails. As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say.
Well,
Okay, that was good. Let's do this one more run through.
Excuse me, but when you are ready to film for real, would you mind giving me a call? I sense that she didn't hear a single word that I just said.
All right, and take 2.
She's doing a... Okay, so talk to this girl.
You know, I've seen a lot of these shows and a bunch of different things, but today's show is like they went for completely different comedy, and then the last movie they did a violence, and then I know that Pink Princess movements were really cool. In the middle of the show, I could swear that I saw something different after the Pink Princess was a bad ship. Here, seriously? And
I suppose there's no graceful way to enter this conversation, as I have no idea what either girl is saying.
Why did you say the Pink Princess has a bad hip?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Oh, look who it is. Southern girl.
No. Where in tarnation? Wait, what in the world?
You don't remember her? It's that
Where?
girl from Edgeworth's case.
Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me not to engage in a conversation with her. Perhaps it would be for the best if I left her alone.
She has an angry face.
That's the lady that said that Edgeworth killed somebody on a boat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, I have no idea what we're supposed to do now. Maybe we have to go inside the... Nope, we can't go in there. We talked to everybody. I guess we have to investigate the flowers and stuff. Okay.
These flowers are sent by Global Studios.
Global Studios?
That's where they filmed the Steel Samurai television show. They have been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being remodeled.
Oh, I read about that in the papers the other day. The mascot of theirs is also getting a facelift too, right? What's his name?
You mean Mrs. Monkey?
Oh, right, her name. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You really have a great memory.
Ha! Never underestimate my powers of recollection.
Wow, you're amazing, Mr. Prosecutor.
I want to watch the Steel Samurai as well.
What?
There is a flat panel tape deck and a row of Steel Samurai videos on this table. I suppose it's so visitors can watch an episode or two at their leisure.
I guess it really is just that popular, huh?
Of course it is.
What?
Yes, although I never thought I would see it reach this level of popularity.
I wonder why they decided to call on the Steel Samurai for an event like this. I mean, it's like they intended to cut the two countries apart with a samurai sword instead.
Wouldn't that go against the whole point of this event?
Yeah, cutting countries apart. Countries.
What?
I don't know. Don't ad-lib him.
Don't ad-lib Amber. Okay. There are pamphlets about 2 embassies here on this table.
It looks kind of weird to me. I mean, it still looks weird to me.
The country split into 2 a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since.
Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build 2 separate ones, huh?
I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just have to help myself to one of these. Embassy guide stuck into the court organizer. Uh-oh. What's with all this hubbub? Ah!
Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! He's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. Wow! The Iron Infant.
Wow. The Iron Infant. When did he have a kid?
I don't know.
Oh. May I speak with you for just a second, please? It's the Steel Samurai. I'm fangirling so much.
Mr. Edgeworth! What are you glaring at him very strongly for?
Please, excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before.
It looks like he's written something down for you, Mr. Prosecutor.
To Edgeworth, from the Steel Samurai, Daddy Married Man of Neo Old Tokyo.
Wow, an autograph! Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, Phoenix will be so jealous. Steel Samurai autograph received.
Cute.
Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Albo's waiting for you.
And now, the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the kingdom of Alabast, and the Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world.
He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera.
In just a few seconds, the Jammin Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jammin Ninja will enter the Republic of Babal. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babal at that time. The Jammin Ninja show is about to start. We've got to get back to our seats.
Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas.
Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jammin Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you.
I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? Fine, we'll go watch this drivel.
I could listen to that Ninja Mark for Death's lullaby song all day. Ninja Mark for Death, go to sleep, little baby. Ninja Mark for Death, go to sleep or you'll die. Ninja Mark for Death, hide in the bushes from weapons that
Okay,
are
enough of
flying
that.
past
No
your
more.
head.
Nope. Stop.
His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye.
No, that's not the only reason I'm crying. My ears are bleeding.
And his heart-wrenching voice, that's the Jammin Ninja's greatest weapon.
Yes, it was definitely a weapon.
What? Those pieces of the Jammin Ninja merchandise all over there. I've got to have them. I especially want the hair sticks they're selling exclusively at the shows. I like hair sticks. They're exactly like the ones the heroine, Princess Misola, wears in her hair.
Anyway,
hold on, Mr. Edgeworth.
yes.
You're thinking of going home, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank.
No way! I just know the Yatagarasu show!
But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards.
Yeah, I did, but...
I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase.
But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card.
A genuine fake.
Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
We've got a problem! The Yatagarasu has been spotted in Albaast! What?
You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, phony. Ha ha! Hey, what gift?
I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter.
What the? Hey! Still Samurai just waltzed straight through here without one! Now, if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is gonna escape!
Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country...
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm going to enter through the Ballon and climb over the wall into Alabast!
Hold it!
You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another. Okay, are you listening to me?
Yum! K Faraday, and I'm coming through!
Yes, and welcome. Stop, someone! Anyone, stop her! No bother! March 14th, 6:12 p.m., open air stage.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm not as young as I once was. Kay? Where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Ah! Fire! This is too big for us to handle! Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Ballon too!
Oh my gosh.
You accursed Yatagarasu! Kay! You had better be alright! Wherever you are!
Oh my gosh. It's on fire.
It's on fire. Oh my gosh.
March 14th, Babali's Embassy, Secretariat's Office.
I told you it wasn't me!
Hold it!
Poor Edgeworth.
Kay, are you alright?
Do I look alright to you? Now can you do something about this woman?
Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. He's...
Oh my gosh, is that her dad? Wait, what's happening?
Well, somebody's dead, but no, it's not her dad.
It looks like her dad, though. He only
not
had
her
long
dad.
hair. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't me! He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu! Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person in the open-air stage.
A suspicious person?
A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought they might be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it.
Interesting.
What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? And if you're making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer!
I don't need to answer.
What?
You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority.
Hey, pal, just what the heck do you think you said means? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction in the end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. I told you to read up on that stuff before, you nincompoop. Huh? The books I sent to your office about embassies, you never read them, did you? They didn't have pictures. I knew it. This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Battle, which means that anything that happens here defaults to the control of the Baldese government and Baldese law, giving them exclusive territorial rights. Extraterrestrial... what? Aliens, sir? You really believe that truth is out there? Listen, you fool, I'm not talking about little green men. Extraterrestrials in terms of illegal aliens or Never mind. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. Do you understand? That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nulled the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation. No way!
Please, leave this matter to Interpol's hands. Go home.
No. No, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth!
Hold it! In that case, allow me to join your investigation.
No!
Wait, who's this guy?
Wait, what's this guy?
Oh!
Ambassador Polino, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join this investigation.
It's really nothing. Manny was my secretarial, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca?
Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here, of all places, Miles Edgeworth. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct.
Hold it!
Already? What is it?
Ambassador Palorino. Ambassador Pal.
Polino, maybe? I don't know.
And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant?
Miles, what the heck do you think you're...
Please, I implore you, Ambassador. Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Van Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What did you mean by you'll be Miss Van Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation.
There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face.
Francisca, please.
I don't know what you're planning quite yet, Miles, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate.
Oh dear.
Whoosh. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse.
Of course. I'll keep that in mind, sister.
If you are done play games.
Right, let's begin the investigation. Why was she... Kay didn't do anything. Okay.
Yeah, she just ran in here after somebody else. She doesn't even have any evidence against her, really, except... I mean, maybe she was the first one to be in here alone with the person who was dead.
True.
But there's no evidence she caused the fire or anything. Why would she run? It doesn't make any sense.
Embassy office. Oops.
I'm just going to tell you that I've had way too much coffee today.
Oh, I can tell.
I am just
that's not
overloaded.
Even, yeah.
I am feeling very weird.
By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Oh, well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the embassy today. And why are police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for that Yatagarasu these past 7 years. It was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to completely perform your duties again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, my dear friend.
Oh my
it's
God.
out of my hands.
Wow.
Oh, but sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore.
Oh my god.
Not my problem.
How is he even able to afford his... I guess he wears the same outfit every day. Wow, why is she being, like, held up by that other girl? Chokeholded.
Kay, are you alright?
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right?
Yes, of course, I don't. And I promise I proved that it wasn't you.
That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can.
No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true.
Go ahead and try, if you're that confident.
I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. So our victim was the secretary man of this embassy, I take it?
Manny Cochin, I heard that it was an admirable person. Very admirable.
The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back.
We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body, for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle.
So Manny Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? Notes on Cochin's body jotted down in the court record. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's a knife wound.
It's obvious that he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound, Miles.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay. Why his hand, though? This man, where do I know him from? The past. There appears to be something in his pocket. Ah! This key, it can't be! Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago?
What? But that's...
Hey, 7 years ago? Whoa! You mean the case where I was framed, sir? Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was stolen by Callista Yew. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with his key, sir. I thought he was killed with a knife. Oh!
Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in. Ugh!
Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yew made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that the new rookie at the time would even made privy to such knowledge. Oh, I feel like a victim right now. All trampled on, sir! I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... It's not that far-fetched to think at the end of this key was meant to be a butterfly. The key maker must have been a true patriot to have fashioned this after the national symbol.
Interesting. I guess the secret would be the handle.
Here it is. Oh, wow, that's amazing! It looks like some kind of magic trick! Yatagarasu key was jotted down in my organizer. I knew it! This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yew took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade.
I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it, Miles?
Yes, it looks like the two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. No one did. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an underestimate.
The real question is, why the Ballon's Ambassy Secretariat holding this,
While we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the embassy.
That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer.
I believe this means that the further research is required into this country of,
Cadopia, Miles.
Exactly, thank you.
You're welcome. Why don't you ask Ambassador Polino about what he knows, Miles Edgeworth? Supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Cadopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
There's a knife on the floor. Is this knife the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with a stab wound.
I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife got some really fancy ornamentation. Yeah. Fancy ornamentation going on, right? This thing practically screams artsy at me, although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy.
Ugh.
But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. Very beautiful.
Knife jotted down in the court record. Okay, is there anything else we can click on?
Do I want to hear a fun fact about Sailor Moon, Caleb?
No, we're in the middle of an investigation. You can talk, Caleb.
I will screenshot it.
You can talk about it on Funko Fusion.
Yeah, let me know on Funko Fusion. I'll respond on Funko Fusion. Thank you very much, Caleb.
Is that everything? I don't see anything else. Manny coaching, stabbed in the neck. Stabbed with a key? Oh no, he's not stabbed. He has the key in his pocket. Trying to frame him as the Yatagarasu.
Oh no,
I guess.
I see something we saw before. It says sulfur. I don't know what that is. The whole embassy was on fire, says Miss Deanna. Yep.
I believe that's everything we can do for the time being. We can do logic. No, we cannot.
Okay, let's see here.
Did I click on everything that I'm supposed to? It looks like I did. So then, I have investigated every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
We cannot leave until we've investigated every suspicious nook and cranny.
I've inspected the body thoroughly. Okay.
Let's see.
We inspected the body. It has a big X on it. Means we did that.
And we talked to everyone, or
Not yet.
Okay.
This ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. A ceiling fan? What does one of those do? You're kidding, right? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one's ceiling, you oaf. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I'd better go dizzy from staring at it as I slept. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. What? Never mind. Because this is a national treasure, I can ask that you please not touch it. I'm afraid only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretary who's now dead.
Hold it!
But there is a possibility that it's related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the prima duck statues Kay was talking about earlier. I don't know, I made it up.
I'm gonna call it Prime Statue.
Prime statue, that's just prime. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Okay, so that was important. Let's look at the wall. The wall is not important.
Stare
Yes,
at the
wait,
wall.
yes it is. Yes it is. Wait. Blast! Blast! There. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on display. Rack, sir! The knives, huh? Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles got all burnt off by the fire.
Oh, wow.
So even the knives fell victim to the fire.
What is that guy creeping out?
Ambassador, Are these your knives, sir? Why, yes, they are. They're a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of my country. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alba's own set of knives, they're comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Baldese ones have been reduced to this state. Knives. Special knives, eh? These are small release on the tag of this blade. Ambassador, what is this notch here for? Oh, that? It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that they can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed.
Then how do we know that they got burnt off in the fire?
I don't know. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the, Baldese, embassy.
Babylese, maybe, or something.
So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the, Babylonese whatever are studying American culture and art. Can't say that word. Perhaps the embassy here is studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to, Babel, I can trade them in for a few buffets. Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Battle? Well, the whole world is connected by ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to that country if I have to. I can feel... Yeah. Sorry. I can... There's no I! We'll do it live! Okay. I can Darn it!
Don't say I.
Ah!
Don't say I before the sentence.
Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things?
Don't
yes.
you need coupons?
Don't you start. Alright. It looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but it's also fallen victim to the fire. Oh, hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir. If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but you're going to anyway. Yeah. Well, there's this one clock that I made myself, but that's quite enough, Detective. I don't care. Oh, but you never let me talk.
Aww, come on, Detective.
Yes, the rage is real. I have ADD, so when I mess up, like, it brings bad memories of grade school when kids made fun of me for flubbing words.
GameWing says that calling it the Prime statue is fine with him.
Okay.
Sounds good, GameWing.
Hey, it's another butterfly, sir.
I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Babel. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Oh, well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire.
Oh, you don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
Oh my god.
Man, he's mean.
and his mean
God.
remarks are so intelligent. Like,
Inspect body. Click on everything.
everyone says poor Luke.
How? I have a learning disability. I have ADD and dyslexia. Kids made fun of me throughout grade school and high school and stuff like that. Even when I was in drama club, and I would, have to memorize a speech and I'd make fun of or I'd mispronounce a word, the people in the audience would laugh. It was always very difficult. That's why I wanted to be a voice actor, is because they could cut things out that I messed up on, because it wouldn't end up in the final product. But when I did live stage shows and stuff like that, I made my disabilities and stuff work when I was on the radio, because I could kind of just ad-lib and do whatever. But reading script and big words was always difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's very common with people with dyslexia and things like that. So I mean
I do pretty well. I do okay. I mean, I was able to have a successful YouTube channel with my wife for like 15, 16 years. Amber and I have lived off this income for a very long time. Like, more than half our marriage. More than most of our marriage. Because we got married in, I won't say when, but we started YouTube in 07 and we were partnered by 09. So, that's not bad, considering how hard it was to become a YouTube partner back in the day. I think we did pretty well. Also, there are very few channels that have millions of views. We have, like, over 150 videos that are over 1 million views. And we actually have some other ones that are slowly getting up to 1 million. So, I'm not being paid for those anymore, but it's still an accomplishment.
It's true, sweet pea.
Let us look at this. A small personal safe. Oh, Francisca.
This is Mr. Cochin's office, Miles. So, perhaps he stored his most important documents in here.
Also, one of my heroes, James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, not many people knew this, but he had a speech impediment, so he would stagger sometimes. Like, but he still ended up being the voice of Vader, as well as he was the voice of the NFL for like 20 years. He did a lot of voiceover stuff. He was in movies. So just because somebody has a disability, it doesn't mean that you're disabled. Like, you can still push yourself and, you know, do the kind of stuff that you love doing. You might mess up sometimes, but it still shouldn't deter you from trying and doing the best you can. So, that's...
Yeah, I agree with that. And even if you have a speech problem, you can still become a great speaker or a great actor.
Mm-hmm. You just have to work harder than everybody else.
That's
Francisca
true.
again.
So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here.
Ah, of course, it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Is the key perhaps in the dead man's pocket? Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point, sir. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site, you got it? If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really mad at me. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we just do as he says? Yes, I suppose we might as well. I can still look at this. That's some fireplace, sir. You know, it really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think? Oh, if these are a staple in every, Babbly's house or whatever, then I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit too. Just how old are you again, Detective?
You're never too old for Santa!
Yes, quite. I think we looked at everything. Everything that we're allowed to look at. Everything else is... Wait! There was one other person. I saw something pop up. Nope, I can't talk to the investigator in the background. Alright, I think that's everything, so we should talk to people now. Let's talk to this guy.
This guy seems weird. It's like he's a tour guide for the embassy or something, but he seems upset the embassy is burnt, but he's so happy. Like, he's like, hi, how's it going, everyone? Oh no, my designer knives that were really important got burnt. It's like, then why aren't you sad? Like, you're so happy. Also, like, that one lady is holding Kay in a vice grip. It's so unnecessary.
I mean, she has no other way to keep her from leaving, so that's why she's doing that.
That seems excessive.
Yeah, well. Okay.
They don't have one pair of handcuffs in this whole area?
Why does he look so nervous?
I
can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is.
Wow, that's what you're worried about?
Ambassador, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that.
Right.
I ask you to cooperate, not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well.
He's thinking about the schedule when someone has died?
You're a rather strong man, aren't you? Oh, how fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no! These are simply coupons. We distribute to promote our country. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit our country. Now I remember the Republic is known for its feverish tourism industry.
Weird.
I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochin. He was my secretary and the embassy secretary charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Oh, our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes, well, since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG-8 incident. The KG-8 incident? The defendant was found innocent in that case. Was Manny, yes. So your Mr. Cochins is the same man as the one in that case? It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into his job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee the embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him. Renovations.
This guy seems sus.
Sorry. I gotta go back to the British guy. What exactly did you mean by earlier renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best now is no longer with us.
Yeah, the printing press kind of feels like they're printing money or something.
Ambassador, I wonder if I may ask you about your country. Oh, you mean our former country? All right, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. Oh, what? What about this key? I found it sticking out of the pocket of Mr. Cochin. I believe it ordinarily belonged... I believe it originally belonged to his... I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct? Oh, upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating! Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be part of that other country.
Hold it!
And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both of our national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key as part of the embassy, back when we were still...
Cadopia?
Cadopia.
Ambassador Polano, this key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago.
Okay.
By Callisto Yew, otherwise known as the Great Thief, Yatagarasu.
Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yew had broken into this embassy at that time? I'm sorry, I can't be much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see?
Yeah, right.
I only became the ambassador after Ballon became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know what happened back then.
How
Mr.
convenient.
Cochin and Miss Yew knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagasu's key here in the present.
What is he doing with his hands? It is so weird. Honestly, this guy is incredibly sus.
Okay, we're still okay. We're gonna go for a little bit longer.
Alright, thank you guys for sharing on Facebook and stuff. I really appreciate that. Great job, everyone. Thank you, Zach and everybody. Okay, so...
Oh dear! If people were able to find out that a murder occurred at our embassy, the number of tourists would plummet, as would our revenues. It'd be a disaster! What are we gonna do? He really doesn't seem worried. Perhaps I should refrain from bringing this up. This statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you think? I was thinking that would, you say to changing its name to the Steel Samurai statue. It might attract a few more tourists to our country if I did, right? I'm not sure what to think. I thought that thing was a national treasure. Oh dear, if people were to find out about the murder. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, he doesn't have anything else to say. Ask him about the pamphlet. Oh, isn't that about our great embassy? Ah, how do you like our pamphlets? I feel indifferent about them, to be honest. I'm just using this as evidence. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, in that case, I guess we'll have to try harder to make more charming ones. Oh, I just had a flash of inspiration. Would you, we should make all of our pamphlets into coupon books. His expectations of what a coupon can do is just a tad hyperinflated. Ambassador, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this. I think that you should know more about the case than I. Oh, so let me make it up to you for not knowing anything about this with coupons! Thank you, I feel like I must decline. Okay, is there anything else you want to try?
No, I
Okay.
think we talked to that guy a lot.
Okay.
Maybe we can try, like, connecting, because there's a symbol on the wall. And didn't they say that's the same symbol as the symbol on the little key? Maybe we can use logic mode? Motif on...
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's the same symbol? I don't know.
253, 30, logic and reason. Logic, embassy. Ah! Okay. Ready? Here we go.
And yeah, then we can see. Maybe we forgot. I don't know if we talked to Francisco. Maybe we did. I don't remember. Alright, yeah, I would try to continue. Maybe see if those symbols are the same. They
The
look
one
the
on the knife?
Yeah,
Okay.
they look the same to me.
Bingo! The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Baldi species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it, Miles Edgeworth? Plus, it says right here.
This knife is the property of the Republic of Babel. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Lock, safe, and embassy key? Perhaps?
I think so, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Cochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe from in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's try it and find out.
Oh, you opened the safe?
It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket, it literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. Oh, sorry. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagarasu made off with everything, sir? No, Detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh, there's a hole here, sir. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Oh, wow, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kind of like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole. Well, there's gotta be some reason why this hole's shaped so weirdly, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me.
They were thinking the same thing.
They've been working together for so long.
Yeah, they're like so in sync.
Yeah. What is this here? It looks like ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Hold it!
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. Well, what do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. Oh, what?
I suppose suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner, Miles. However, if what you say is correct, that there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there's no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe.
Oh?
Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock.
The safe and its locks? All right then, since you're so sure of yourself, Miles, show me how you deduced your answer.
I deduce...
I think we need to deduce something about
Yes.
that hole over there.
This hole?
Yeah, like,
This is a spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold.
maybe they're, I think,
What? The statue? No.
the not the bloody one, but the other one.
This?
Yeah, that one. Maybe you can somehow put it in the hole or something.
Okay, well. Examine the safe. Logic Embassy. We're in the safe. 257.
Maybe we can jam the knife in there and twist it or something. I don't know.
Check the safe.
Maybe we can use a bobby pin to hack it.
Okay.
Maybe we can blow
Doesn't
it
the
up with...
shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca?
What? The shape? It does look very familiar, Miles. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut. Nothing more,
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think that someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half? To look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
Ah! You can't be serious, Miles. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to this hidden compartment of the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying.
Ah!
And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection! The Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke!
Sorry, but this is no joke. The key that Yatagarasu used is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, Miles, but the keyhole you're talking about is of entirely different shape than that of the key, Miles Edgeworth.
Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the embassy. We confirmed that as a fact by opening the door to the safe. Now, let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head-on, what do you see?
What are you talking? Ah!
It appears that you've come to understand what I am talking about. When viewed head-on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous, Miles!
Is it? Because it looks like a knife that we used like Because it looks like a knife that was used like... What? Because it looks like a knife that was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal the true clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must have... Whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
I don't even understand what you said! That it's even impossible! I mean, that it's even possible! That what I've been searching for is inside? Scruffy, hurry up and open the safe!
No, yes sir, opening it now. They're items. These items, they're... There's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art?
You're in the way! Now move it, Scruffy!
I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art! They're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world!
I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. Next time.
Wow.
Yep.
So they were hiding stolen merchandise at the embassy? What?
Yep. So anyway, guys, if you would like more Ace Attorney, we were able to get 850 views. That's the best we could do after 3 hours. The rest will be up to you guys. Either you'll get a new Ace Attorney tomorrow, or you'll get an episode of Marvel vs. Capcom. So good luck, everybody. We hope you're able to get 1,000 views because we're having a lot of fun with this game. We hope you guys are enjoying the voice acting and the abridged comedy and all that other stuff. But our policy on this channel is we have to get 1,000 views for a series to continue. Next up will be Funko Fusion, and we'll see you over there once the stream has 40 likes.
Yay!
I believe the stream is at 21 likes. Ouch. So...
Yeah, thank you for all the super chats and highlight the gifted memberships today. Really appreciate that, everyone. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the help in the chat, everyone.
I didn't see any gifted membership on this stream. It was
I
just a
thought-
$2 super chat.
Oh.
Alright, see you guys on the next one. Remember, 40 likes is needed for the next stream to begin, and 1,000 views is required to continue Ace Attorney. Good luck, everybody.
See ya!